Then I tried to summarize a little bit what Icinga did, or what Icinga is someone who is not using Icinga and really does not know into detail what Icinga is, or where we're coming from. And this is no problem if it's the case. Anyway, it would help me because then I can talk more about the things all the others know. Okay, sorry. So, short introduction to myself. My name is Bernd. I'm with Icinga from day one. But I come to that history a little bit later. So I'm involved in the project for many, many years. Even like all the organizational stuff nowadays is done by Eric and Plarim, who are taking care of Icinga, the technical part and the non-technical part, and they run it very well. So what Icinga is, or where we're coming from, is our goal to have like a monitoring system which we of course continuously improve and try to solve all the problems our, let's say, users and customers have. Not all our users are our customers, which is quite fine because it's open source software. Of course, we try to make users into customers because, that's also important for us. And our approach is from Icinga, it always was, and we know that Icinga, if you start with it, sometimes the learning curve is a little bit hard because there's often many ways to solve the same problem. But this is also where our power is, that you can adapt Icinga to many, many different environments and can adapt it to the way that it fits your needs. And that was always a goal for us, and is also something you will see during the next 2 days, that the future development is focusing on this, what people need. We have users in every industry. Like you see, I don't go all over the companies because it wouldn't make sense. And just let you know, if you would like to learn about more of these customers, we have a section on the website where you can see in detail some customer stories. We have a new one, which is Mutua Maledrina. This is a Spanish, the largest Spanish insurance company. Angelica is taking care of a lot of these things, so thank you very much. And there you can learn what others do with Icinga. It's always important to us. And also, if you have something interesting to tell us, to say that is what we do with Icinga, and that could be helpful for others, we would like to know. So let us know. There's like a form you can submit your idea, or talk to us, talk to Angelica, which is sitting in the back, or to anyone of the Icinga team to say, is this something interesting to share? So where do we come from? I guess you know, the Icinga comes out of an Argus fork many, many years ago, and this is not the original design of the blog post, and even if you don't read it, this is like the design at this time. I used Wayback Machine because I didn't find the screenshot on the server. So this was the website at the time when we forked out Argus with a couple of people of Netways at the time, but also a lot of active people of the Argus community at the time. And as you can see, it's a long time ago, so it's May 2009. I guess we decided to do it around Easter in 2009. This is where we met in Nuremberg, all the people. And as always, I think the hardest decision we had to make is like finding the right names where the domains were free. This took us the longest time. And then we had a totally different name in common. But since Icinga is coming from the same idea, which is Ubuntu coming out of the Zulu language, we thought this is the perfect match for us. Nobody will have a clue what Icinga is. This is the perfect name. So the bad thing is it was really hard at the beginning to explain what it is because people had no clue. And we also tried to solve, because with Nagios it was like, is it Nagios? Is it Nachios? So every time you see Nagios used, it was really hard what they made of the name Nagios. And we said, okay, with Icinga it's quite easier. But then it's like Icinga. And honestly, it's like Icinga, you have to click it. We cannot do it. So we didn't make it easier to pronounce the name. But after quite some while, it took off. And since then, we improved it. We came up with our first Icinga web release, which I'm still thinking back when we did the presentation on the first Icinga web. There was no single action which worked, but nobody asked for it, so we were not able to check anything or make a comment, so nothing in the demo worked. And the hardest part for demoing it was remembering that you cannot click any button. So I'm thinking back of this. So this was really a big thing for us. and after many years, so 2014, we came out with Icinga Web 2. For many reasons, I talked to Eric yesterday that a customer approached us that they still using some XJS, which is like the JavaScript framework used in Icinga Web 1, and now for licensing reasons, it's not so easy to use it, so there's still people out there using it and love it, surprisingly. But yeah, since then we put our effort in this. Icinga for Windows is a big part. I know that, or I assume that many of you more come from the, let's say, Linux area, but Windows is, most of you have to deal with it in some way. Want or have to, that's up to you. So it's super important, and luckily we have Christian, who is a very big fan of this and put a lot of effort into it. He's also in the back, and you can join him in a workshop later on during the conference. So this was really important for us. We came out with a repo subscription. That was an important step because it was also a difficult step for us to say, okay, how can we make a little bit of money? And I know in open source, it's some ways it's different, because if you want to take money for something, you get immediately the people complaining a lot why you want something. And we always were looking for a way to keep everything open source, but also on the other hand to say, if we make the effort for some enterprise Linux, where we assume that the customer pays a lot of money for these enterprise Linuxes, they can give us a little bit for our work, maintaining the packages and doing all the stuff. And if they don't want it and they can do it on their own, they just clone everything and build the packages on their own. So they still can do. But we are super happy that we have a lot of customers helping us there and making a sustainable effort to help us continuing developing Icinga, having the resources on the different topics we would like to bring further on. And a thing which took us many years was IcingaDB, that took us way too long at the time, and we were often at the point where we say, I cannot say the word, but let's do something else. But we are super happy that we made it, because it was super important, and it's more important than ever to fit in the future strategy and architecture of Icinga, where we come on later. So it took us a long time, but it's super helpful that we have it now. And as a component and as a functionality we have for IcingaDB, which we, from the core use and the other technologies we are coming up with, like Icinga for Kubernetes, which has kind of the same principles, like having a Go daemon and having a database schema outside where we do the synchronization. It is way more than just storing the database entries. It's all like the foundation for a new architecture perspective on it. And this is where we are now, that we have many different modules out there supporting you. Every time we do like an Icinga camp or summit, this is the first time, we learn that a lot of our users and customers don't know what modules we have out there, surprisingly. So we try hard to, of course, make it clear and have a blog post, sending out the newsletter, but still we learned that a lot of people have no clue that we have something for, I don't know, data perspective like Cube or business process, or all the modules we have out there that people are not familiar with. So that is something we definitely try. And last year, on Icinga Camp, I went to all the different releases we had during the year, and it was, at the end, people said it was a little bit too much, because you had so much releases going on and so many minor versions. At the end, I totally forgot what you said at the beginning. And so I thought I'd try to summarize a little bit what we achieved in the last 12 months. And unfortunately, I forget to bring my audio. But if you're really quiet, perhaps you can at least feel it, what we have done in the last 12 years. So that's it. I think you now have an update what happened. You had a time to write it down. Of course, I can share this, but without the original sound, because we have a trademark issue there. So what's next? Something new, and we have today and tomorrow is we have an Icinga certification we have now that you can get certified on Icinga and can test your knowledge on Icinga. Many of you already signed up to do it. I also, if I understood it right, we have some people on the waiting list who want to do the certification if someone drops out. So we note that down, so we will see what happens, but I assume that everyone who signed up for the certification is already here. So you can do it, you can scan the QR code afterwards and can make that. We put a lot of effort into bringing this certification to reality. And it's also interesting that a lot of people ask for it, to say I would like to state it down. It's pretty much summarized the Icinga training in that certification process. So so we will see. So the certification takes place today and tomorrow. We printed out all the certificates. We don't know how many of these certificates we had to take back home because you don't make it. But means there's high chance here to cheat because you have a lot of people to ask. Anyway, I don't want to say that to you. So really take the chance and make it. And there's so much more happening. All the new stuff we are coming in, but this is not the time now. I just want to say pretty much hello. I also would like to mention that our CEO Blarim, who organized all the summit and was planned to guide you through the day, he's awaiting his second baby, or his wife is awaiting his second baby, and it looks like that it potentially comes a little bit earlier, and this is the reason why he canceled on short notice on Monday and is not here. So I say hello from him, and probably we say hello back to you, and he's sitting at home and waiting that nothing happens. But yeah, if it really happens, then spending 5 hours on the interstate is perhaps not the best idea. So we miss him, and thanks to Blarim for setting this up and making the Icinga Summit happen. And with that, I would like to say thank you for being here on time. Thank you for being here. I wish you 2 wonderful days, and just to mention it again, if there's anything you need, you like, you don't like, let us know. So we're here, you can notice us using this brand new Icinga shirts, which came a couple of weeks ago. Also, there's a spot to grab one of these shirts if you want to, for the next official thing, any wedding, this is the perfect outfit you can wear. So please make sure to grab one and take a shirt. And with that, I would say again, thank you very much for coming. 2 beautiful days here in Berlin, and enjoy the 2 days. Thank you very much. Thank you.